All right, today is, wow, it's October. Today is October 2nd, 2020. I'm Mark Dannenberg, and this is the end of day live trading room performance review. So if you've been following along with us, of course, those of you in our live trading room understand this, but if you've been following along with the updates that we provide most every day, you know that we're trading the adaptive entry system, which was created for us by New Cycle Trading and Analytics. It presents signals to enter trades based on four primary, very simple to understand signals. Basically, if you look at the highlights on this page, the green highlights tell us to go long, the red highlights tell us to go short. And I won't teach all of these labels here today, but we have lots of information on the New Cycle Trading website about what those labels mean. Now, we're profiling the NASDAQ 100 futures on a 5-minute chart. It's a great derivative for us to be able to trade and share with you how the adaptive entry system works. We're not sharing this with you because we're restricting this system to just the NASDAQ 100. You can trade whatever you choose. You can trade stocks. You can trade options on stocks, options on ETFs. You can trade gold, oil, ES, Russell. You can trade whatever you choose. The adaptive entry system is the common denominator across any and all method that you choose to trade. We're using the NASDAQ 100 as a very simple way in our live trading room to guide people through a clear understanding of how to use the signals. And then what we do at the end of the day is we take a look at what our overall performance is. And I'm going to go to today's detail. We have a lot of people who like to take a screenshot and record everything from 7 a.m. forward. So you can see here's the first trade of the day at 7 a.m. And then today we're cutting off a little earlier. It's Friday. We normally go until about 3:30, but we took our last trade at 2:25 today. And we're going to call it a day. We'll call it Keep Our Profits Friday. We had a good day today, so we're just going to cut it off. But you can see here what the profit and loss per trade was on every trade. We have losing trades, we have winning trades, and more importantly than the individual trades is what the overall summary performance is for the day. And then even beyond that, I'm going to get into talking about our personal trading plan and how the averages per day are more important than anything other than you're actually taking the trades, clicking your mouse, and entering and exiting trades. So I'm doing this review for both yesterday and today. I was away yesterday, and so I'm going to kind of share with you how we did on both days. So yesterday, well, let me explain first of all, we track two primary categories. We're tracking for those traders who like to trade from 9:30 to noon. They want a limited amount of time trading, and that's how much they have to commit to the market. So we track that. And then we also track for those traders who are willing to trade or like to trade for an extended period of time, maybe starting as early as 7 a.m. Eastern and maybe trading right up until 4 p.m. Now, not every single day do they trade that long, but they're basically working towards accumulating the points of profit that they desire based on the trading plan I'm going to show you here in just a minute. There is another category that we track too. This 7 to 4 category is tracking only two of the four signals on the adaptive entry system. And this category is from 7 to 4 tracking all of the signals on the adaptive entry system. So in that all category, we had 46 points today, we had 57 points yesterday. Now, in the NASDAQ 100 futures, each point is worth $20. So there's 4 ticks to a point. Each tick is worth $5. Each 1 point is worth $20. So it's $20 of profit or $20 of loss, depending on whether it's a positive or a negative number. In the two categories that we primarily track and translate into our personal trading plan, yesterday, our trend bias and trend consensus signals totaled 80.5 points, and today we lost 14 points. All right, so that's just the natural outcome for yesterday versus today. Yesterday in our 9:30 to noon category, we locked in 35 points. That's $20 a point. And today we locked in 25 points. So I'm going to pull up our personal trading plan. And the personal trading plan is a tool that we created so that traders would be able to keep track of their performance as well as project out into the future what their total income could potentially be over a 12-month period. So yesterday, I'm going to go into the 9:30 to 12 category. And yesterday we did 35 points. So 35, and we took 12 trades. And today we did 25 points and we took 12 trades. Okay, that works out nicely. So let's go back to our trading plan. So we did 35 points yesterday. At $20 a point, that's $700. Now our trading plan has scaled us up to 3 contracts. We started at 1 contract back in July. We started actually July 6th, the week of July 6th, with 1 contract. And there is a formula in the trading plan that has some criteria that will guide us as to when to increase the number of contracts if we decide to scale. There's a limiter as to how many contracts we are comfortable trading, and we have ours set at 3. So right now with it set at 3, our trading plan will never scale beyond 3 contracts, but we started with 1, then we went to 2, then we went to 3. It's not an arbitrary or emotional decision where you just come to your trading one day and go, hey, I feel really good about yesterday, so I'm going to trade 3 contracts today. That's not it at all. It's a mathematical formula that's based on a percentage of the balance of the account allocated to margin required for each contract. So us trading 3 contracts, we made $700 per contract yesterday. So that would be $2,100 profit yesterday. We took 12 trades, 3 contracts per trade, so 36 contracts. So that accounts for the fees and commissions associated with your trading. Today we took 25 points at $20 a point is $500 on 3 contracts, so $1,500. And again, we had 12 trades, 3 contracts per trade is 36 contracts. Okay, now I'm going to show you the most important thing that you need to do after you enter your data. And this is an exercise that will take you less than 5 minutes every day, but is so important at the end of your trading day. We view you, each of you traders, as a business owner. You decided to start trading and you look at it as an activity that you're pursuing. We look at it as you are in business for yourself as an independent trading business owner. And so consequently, most businesses have some sort of a financial forecast that on a daily, weekly, monthly basis you can refer to, and you have some idea of how much your profits or earnings can be over the course of a month, a quarter, or a year. That's exactly what the personal trading plan is. So here's what you need to do. These numbers up here in cells E2 and 3 are going to tell you what your average winning day looks like. So on all of your winning days, you've averaged 23.15 points. On all of your losing days, you've averaged 33.23 points. We have completed 13 weeks of a 52-week plan. And of that 13 weeks, we've had 22 days that were losing days. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're factoring in not only an average of winning days versus losing days, but we're factoring in the frequency rate of losing days versus the number of weeks that are behind us, and by default, the number of winning days based on 13 weeks behind us. These averages, what we refer to as run rates, they factor in both the frequency of losing days as well as the actual average of those winning and losing days themselves. So now that we know what our averages are, this is our run rate. This is what we have accomplished in the first 13 weeks. We take those averages and we plug them into our go forward forecast. We've got another 39 weeks to pursue, and we want to know that if we were going to continue to operate at the same run rate, what would our income potentially be? There's no guarantees of this because changes to your run rates can occur, but based on 13 weeks, what could your income potentially be? And we're going to plug in 23.15 here. That's my average winning day run rate, and it takes into account the frequency of winning days versus losing days. And I'm going to put in a minus 33.23. That is the average of my losing days. Okay, so I know for the first 13 weeks, those are my averages. And so now I've set the next 39 weeks at those averages. Those averages right here, these numbers, are going to change day to day. They generally don't change significantly. It's not like we go from 23.15 down to 10, but they can change over time. You know, they may increase or they may decrease. It depends on the rate of wins versus losses. We have a ton of data that tells us what that win-loss ratio is, and I'll share that with you here in just a minute. So based on capping out our total number of contracts traded at no more than 3, we can now see that having started with a $5,000 account, limiting our maximum number of contracts to 3, we have the potential, trading from 9:30 to noon every day, the NASDAQ 100 futures, we have a potential of making just over $177,000 over the course of 12 months. I think that that's outstanding considering the whole process started with a $5,000 account. So let's jump to our other category. The reason we track two different categories is they're just different dynamics. One is trading all signals, a limited amount of time. One is trading only 2 of the 4 signals that are basically aligned with the trend, and it's a more extended amount of time. So let's just see what this results in. Need to pull the numbers here. So off of our summary, yesterday we had 80.5 points. Remember, that's at $20 a point. And today we lost 14 points. Today we did 16 trades. Yesterday we did 21 trades. I'm going to jump back to our personal trading plan, and we're going to enter 80.5, 80.5 times $20 a point. All right, 80.5 times $20 a point is $1,610. In this version of our forecast, we've also scaled up to 3 contracts. So that's a total of $4,830 of profit. And we did 21 trades. So that's 63 contracts that we would have traded yesterday. In today's performance, we were down 14 points times $20 a point times 3 contracts. So today we record a loss of $840. And today we did 16 trades at 3 contracts per trade. So we have 48 contracts in total. Okay, same exact process. You need to study and translate your actual performance into future forecasted performance. We have 13 weeks under our belt. We have 15 losing days. So the ratio of losing days to winning days here is more favorable than it is in the 9:30 to noon category. It is what it is. It's just based on what you choose to trade, what time frames you choose to trade. 15 days factored into our average win and average loss means that we need to adjust this to 33.98. That's our average winning day, factoring in 15 losing days out of 13 weeks. And our loss is minus 27.38. Okay, so now we have our go forward forecast for the next 39 weeks assigned to be identical to what we've achieved in the first 13 weeks. Maximum contracts of 3, we have a $330,000 potential income that's projected. These income levels are not guaranteed. You know, in the next couple of weeks, we could see our average winning day decline, or we could see it increase. We could see the same thing happen with our average losing day. It could decline or it could increase. The most important thing you can do to have your finger on the pulse of your trading business outside of trading is to know what your projected income is, and to know at any given time, where do you stand. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna exaggerate this a little bit, but it doesn't really matter whether you won or lost today. What matters more is what are your averages, and what would those averages project for you over a 12-month period of time to derive an income for yourself. Now, one last thing about the personal trading plan. This number right here, we have it maxed out at 3 contracts. That is 100% at your discretion. As I said, there is a factor already built into the trading plan that says we're not going to assign margin beyond 10% of the balance of the account, which I think is already very conservative. So if I know that I won't incur contracts, the trading plan won't suggest contracts that would exceed more than 10% of the balance of the account, maybe I'm willing to trade more than 3 contracts. This is where you are in control. If you're comfortable with your run rates and you see a $330,000 potential income, well, maybe you're someone who says, listen, I want to trade up to 5 contracts. And I got to lock in the 3 here on the 2 days that we just entered. And all of a sudden, your potential income adjusts to just under 500,000. Again, this is all based on the science of adaptive entry system and producing profits based on the signals, and then translating the data in terms of average performance and forecasted performance, and then whatever you want your maximum number of contracts to be. If you're a more conservative individual and you want to keep your max at 2 contracts, well, you're going to see what your projected income could potentially be. This box up here we don't talk a lot about, but it's for you to see on any particular given date what the income would be at that point in time. And that's used so that you can start planning when you want to withdraw money. Maybe you've got some expenses coming up, just lifestyle, and there's a whole field on here that we teach you how to use to withdraw funds and still be able to then see what your projection is out over the course of a 52-week period. So we're pretty excited about this tool. I think any trader who's serious about trading absolutely must have this tool. It's just critical in any business to understand where you stand financially, and your trading business is no exception to that. Last thing I just want to touch on here is the overall averages. This automated tool that Aaron created on behalf of Options Moneymaker allows us to not only enter all the data, like I showed you today's data, I'll show you yesterday's data, 7 to the end of the day, which was 3 o'clock. And so we have all this data, right? And we're tracking this data in real time. We're entering this data in real time every day in our live trading room environment. But it doesn't do us any good to have all this data and not really be able to use it effectively. So we built this very simple, Aaron built this very simple feature within the spreadsheet where we're summarizing all the data. And we know what our averages are. So for the first 79 days that we've been tracking performance within the live trading room, and that started after we had tons and tons of data prior to that of the adaptive entry system. First 79 days, the category that we translate into the personal trading plan, trading from 7 to 4, is averaging $629 a day trading 1 contract. $629 a day trading 1 contract. There have been 10 losing days in that 79-day period. And this is the average. If you took every trend bias, and continuation signal during that 79-day period, we're averaging $629 a day. That's per contract. That's a significant income over the course of a year. That's not scaling. That's not factoring in the scaling that the personal trading plan includes. The other category, 9:30 to noon, is averaging $385 per day. That's a really strong income for trading, I think, for 2.5 hours. And then what we consider to be the optimum category, we don't track this in a personal trading plan because we're just doing the other trading plans to show you how to use it effectively and how it works. But if you traded all signals from 7 to 4, it's $1,342 a day. That's a really strong income right there. And there have been 8 losing days out of 79 days. So we're pretty proud of not only the adaptive entry system and the trading that we're helping traders learn how to do, but being able to provide data and share with you how this system works. And there's an incredible feature that Aaron's included in here, which is called researching, simply researching. And we can help you in the live trading room. If you said to us, Mark, Aaron, I can only trade from 8:30 in the morning Eastern time to 10 o'clock. Is that even worth me spending my time? And the simple answer is we can put in any variable in here, 8:30 in the morning to say 10 Eastern time. I don't know the answer to the question until I look at the data, but it's telling me now that looking back at all the data, if I'm trading all of the signals, including fractals, that I could have a $269 a day potential income. And if that's something that meets your goals, then there you go. Now there have been 22 losing days during that period of time. So there are some days that you have to kind of get through emotionally if you have a losing day, and you come back to your trading plan and look at where you're headed over the course of 12 months. But that average, just during that 1.5 hour period, is just under $270 a day. So we can set whatever variable in here. It's one of the things that we enjoy doing in the live trading room and helping people understand what if I traded from 10 to 1. Well, it's $580 a day. Now we're talking specifically about the NASDAQ 100. This data could be created for any futures contract, any options contract, anything that you want to, but we've done it with the NASDAQ 100 so we can give you a demonstration of how effective the adaptive entry system is. So we love this tool, and it's really helped us guide a lot of people in our live trading room to figure out what's the most effective time frame for them to be able to trade. So it's the end of a week, folks. We're going to shut down our live trading room here in just a few moments. Just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. It's a lot of fun trading with a group in our live trading room. If you're just listening to this recording, maybe for the first time, check us out, and we'd be happy to help you get on the right path to building your own personal trading business.